Time to turn this thing up a notch. Good morning, guys. I just like sitting here like it's time to turn this thing up a notch. When I say thing, I mean all things. It's time to turn everything up a notch. Next level, next level, next level, next level. That's what it's about. I thought I had a pen. Okay, well, I don't. It's time to turn things up a notch. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. I hope you said your prayers. I hope you said some affirmations. Speak it into your life because I'm your girl that's coming on here. Yes, with this accent, y'all call it, or this annoying voice. And ensuring you guys to do what you're supposed to do. I'm being your accountability. Yeah, because we need accountability. Some of us have it in us. We will be so great if we just had accountability sometimes. But some people are afraid of accountability. If you want accountability, you can count on your girl because I'm going to push you. I'm going to be here. Because guess what? At the same time that I help a lot of people in the same way that I'm helping you guys and we're staying connected and we're all on this journey of pursuing our dreams, I'm helping myself. Yes, I'm helping myself. So, good morning. Today is okay, yeah, today's Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Um I got sidetracked a little bit this morning doing some other stuff. I wanted to come more earlier today, but anyways, it's all good. So, today is Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning. I'm your girl, Finance Muslima. I am a licensed life insurance agent in the state of Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, and Connecticut. I am your favorite financial coach. I am an author. I'm a speaker. I'm all things money and mindset. Yes, I'm your go to girl for your financial needs. Good morning, Imperfect Goddess. Good morning. How are you? So yes, I'm your girl for all financial things. I'm your girl. I'm your girl. I'm your girl for all your financial things. Period. Why am I consistently daily on these platforms and I'm sharing what you guys it is that I know or what I've been through. I only share experiences and give you guys the solution to whatever problem I'm addressing for the day. And why can I do that? Because I have testimonies of my clients getting results from being able to see from $50 a week to $200-300 a month, from not having life insurance to helping save families, teaching about investing, helping people actually see profit back in their business, whatever the case may be. I tell you guys all the time, this money game is strategy to it. So I have a new baby, and if you know me, a little glare on there, but if you know me and you know um, how I move, you've seen and you watched and you followed my story and you know a little about me. This thing takes strategy, so I'm forever writing stuff out. Whiteboard, a pen and a simple book should be your best friend to writing out everything that you need to do, because if you can't see it, you like it's impossible with every all of the noise going on in life every day and everything you're trying to keep on autopilot in your mind. It's impossible sometimes for you to be able to do all of these things every day. Good morning to you guys over on Facebook. Good morning. Yeah, so it's a lot. So that your book and your pen, having whiteboards in your home, it should be your best friend because it's what you need to write out to actually see strategy. So with that being said, yesterday I talked about commitment, different stuff like that. We talked about the money secrets in relationships yesterday. That was a great conversation. Today I'm going to talk about, I had a couple of DMs People asking me, I have a lot of business owners on my Instagram page, and they asking me of tips and strategies. They're just not really profiting in business right now, or maybe just a really up and down hard time for a lot of business owners right now. So I'm going to break down some strategies for you guys. So if this is your first time, if you're new to Finance Muslima, you don't really know who I am or what I bring to the table, bring to the community rather, and or what type of table I have created in the community. If you don't know, you need to know. I'm thank you this morning for being here. I hope that this information helps you. You can click the link in my bio, subscribe to my free emails to keep you connected on all things money and mindset, because that's what I do over here. So tell a friend that needs help or wants some game. If it's not really for you and you like, I ain't feeling her, she cool, but I ain't feeling her, that's fine. Tell a friend, because we all got friends that's in financial situations. We all just don't they might not believe you about financial stuff, but people always believe an outside third party on things. So share with somebody, guys. Don't just be selfish and not share. So we talked about the money secrets and relationships. Today I want to talk to you guys about everyday struggles in business. Now this is a really great topic to talk about. Why? First and foremost, because we're often, so I always tell you guys, like, back years ago when I was trying to find my purpose, when I was trying to find that one thing to figure out what that one thing was to get me to the next level, right? I would often go, state to state, investing in money. Sometimes I really didn't even have to go to networking events, to go to, panel events, or just be places amongst people who was doing, what I wanted to do, or the next level of where I aspired to be, right? And I tell you guys all the time, the reason that I sit here and the reason that I love what it is I do, and I got here by default, and so much discipline, so much sacrifice, is because this is the thing. This is the hard conversation that people don't want to have. And the reason being, while going to those places as being the newbie to the game, entrepreneurship, newbie to being a business owner, 10 plus years ago, people weren't having this discussion. Nobody was talking about money. Nobody was saying, okay, if you start a t-shirt business, um, you need to have these three main resources. You need to have you a wholesale printer, you need to buy shirts wholesale, and you need to do a good price so you can see a good number in return and actually make money in the business, right? Just those three simple things. With a t-shirt company, right? Nobody was telling those things. All of these places that I paid to go to, or they were just like talking about focusing on, yes, being a business owner is the way to go. And it's so crazy that was happening then, and then look at the economy, the shift, and COVID, and all of that. And then people were always talking about multiple streams. Yes, that's a thing as well. I totally agree with multiple streams. Work security, jobs just aren't secure anymore. I've definitely been agreed to multiple streams because I've been doing that 10 plus years, right? But this is the thing. That's fine that those people were saying that, and they were telling us like, oh, I make six figures. I started a tax company. I have employees. We starting franchises. I have a Bentley. I went from a Honda to a Bentley, all of these things, but nobody was telling the real, nobody was talking about the real, about the money, about this part. Because really, this part is what matters. Because you can say to me, oh, Lucretia, you need to have at least three profitable incomes in order for you to live a life of financial freedom and be in control of your time and money, right? You can say that, but the bottom line is, I'm going to be like, in my mind, like if I'm telling you that in your mind, you want to say, okay, yeah, I can do that, because we all have plenty of things that we love to do. We know we can make money off, right? But you would say realistically in your mind, good morning, good morning. Realistically in your mind, you would say, okay, how do I do that? So your girl got you. I'm gonna break this down for y'all today. A classy closet. Good morning, beautiful. So I'm gonna break the strategy down for you guys today because nobody was talking about that. I feel like more people are talking about it now, but to a certain extent. Because this is the thing. People want you to do great and be great, but a lot of people don't want to see you doing better than them. So, that's deep, is real. Family and so-called friends can feel like that towards you. So why do you think people that don't know you can't feel that way as well? They want to see you do great, but oftentimes not better than them. So they'll share different stuff. And, a lot of these events, they're for motivational purposes. They're to empower you. They're to uplift you. Oh, sis, this is a motivational event. We coming to get empowered and we coming to get fired up and all this, right? You go to the event, they're speaking into you, they pouring into you. Because this what I tell you, if you're the girl in the audience that's broken mentally, broken physically, they're going to impact you in a huge way. I felt that before because I've been that girl before. They're going to impact you in a huge way. But this is the thing. When you leave, how motivated are you, 5, 6, even 3, even the next day? How motivated are you the next day to follow your dreams and still have that same energy and still keep your feet on the gas once you leave that event? Like, you left with you got filled up. It's the same thing. Like, I'm coming on here talking to you guys every single day about different stuff. You may get fired up while we're on here conversing or while I'm teaching or showing you guys different tips and strategies. But once you log off of here, are you really applying the information? Are you really taking action? And I really give you guys stuff to take action. And those type of situations where you go to events and there's a bunch of empowerment and all this cool stuff, like, that's good, but it's nothing tangible. I want to hear the panelists. Yes, I've been on panels a thousand times. I love panels. They're cool. They're fun. You get to meet a lot of the women, people from so many talented different backgrounds. It's great. But what tangible or what are we really getting from spending our $50 to get in, our time to do hair and makeup? You did not put a nice outfit on. You didn't drove 20 minutes, drove 20 minutes. Like, basically, like 3 or 4 hours of your day. What did you consume that you can apply in your life, and really get something out of it? So you guys need to think about that. Being in places that fire you up, you get motivated, you're inspired, but you're really like, wow, I got some things that I could really use in my business or really use in my personal life to help me. You have to think about that. The everyday daily struggles in business. So I told you guys I got a couple messages, from my business besties, my business people guys over on IG. So I'm going to share some things with y'all about that. So often the problem is, people feel like they're not making enough money in business. If you feel like you're not making enough money in business, or you feel like you haven't quite got this pricing strategy down to, an A1 science, or, oh, I've created my prices. I know what my stuff is, but I'm just really not, I'm seeing a lot of cash flow. I'm making a lot, I'm getting a lot of sales. Good morning, Jay Mommy. My cash flow is, really good. I'm seeing a lot of money coming in, but after we pay out everything, I really don't have anything left. That's like the main concern. So if you feel like you're not making enough money, you feel like that you should be seeing more money, then a lot of times it's going to be these 4 strategies that I break down for you guys today. So the first one being pricing strategy. So let's relate this to a baking standpoint because y'all know I love to bake, right? So I like to relate it from a baking standpoint because then I can be realistic and honest and share with you guys my experience starting Couture Cupcakes 10 years ago, just knowing how to bake, right? I knew the skill, but I didn't really know how to price. I didn't really know anything about cash flow, revenue, profit. Like I didn't know nothing about that stuff, right? So I'll relate my personal experience to it, and I hope that it'll give you guys, visually, it'll help you understand the concept of it. So when it comes to pricing strategies, sometimes we often just go off charging what we see other people charging. We'll go to somebody's website or we'll buy something off of somebody, or you may be like, oh, I know how to bake. I know how to bake cupcakes. I want to make some cupcakes and sell mine for $3 each because you see somebody else selling for $3 each. Why did you charge them $3 each? Did you do that because you see somebody else charge $3 for each cupcake, or did you charge $3 because you felt that it was just a fair number to charge? I'm gonna relate it again. You make custom lace fronts. You made a custom lace front. You want to start this business off. Okay, I got my first one. I'm gonna put it on social media, see if I can get a sale. Bam, because that's where the money is at, right? Utilize the free space to make the money. So let's say you was like, okay, it's a nice shortcut, nice custom wig, and you saw some, you bought one before and you paid $70 for it. And then we always scrolling and see people selling wigs and lace fronts and stuff, right? So you might have saw somebody else sell it for $100. You'd be like, that's a little pricey. I bought one for 70 before. Okay, I know how to make them. I'm gonna charge mine 70. And then like mentally, sometimes we feel that we want to charge what's fair. If you go back to, use that same scenario. $70 might be um what you pay for it, but then you may feel like, but what you can't base it on the fact that you feel it's a fair price. Yes, it is so important. Classy Closet say, good to hear her talk about this because she constantly communicates the importance of having a formula. Yes, you have to have a formula. So, did you charge the $70 for the wig because you felt it was fair? That's what you paid for yours, and then you feel like, oh, people should be able to afford it. Guys, you can't run your business based on what you feel people can afford. Good morning, Party Hoppers Rental. Good morning. You can't base your business on what you feel people can afford. You can't price your products and services on what you feel is fair or what other people is doing in the industry. You can model other people. You can go on other bakers' page and say, oh, this custom cake, he did that for 200, da 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 da. If you bake and you really a baker, you know what it consists of. In your mind, you can say, oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, how do you get your price of what you're going to charge? So I'm going to break that down for you guys. Um, Another thing to keep in mind too, consider what makes your business profitable. You need to know your expenses, your tax liability, the debt you owe, and what's your salary. You need to know all of these things. Some people don't even know what tax liability is. Some people don't even know how much debt their business owes. Do you, have you used any of your business credit cards to purchase $1,000 worth of stuff from a vendor so that you could be on top and have stuff in stock? That's debt. Okay, so how much is that credit card bill? Your business credit card bill, you paid $1,000. Okay, so how much is that monthly bill you paying every month? Okay, that's debt. That's your monthly debt in your business. We don't talk about these things, and we have to sit down and really know what they are, because if you're saying you're a business owner, it's way much deeper than finding something you love to do and making sales. and jumping on social media and sharing with the world, make money, have fun, all these things, yes. But if your back end isn't tight, if your paperwork isn't tight, your LLC, your EIN, all of these things, business addresses, all of this stuff, a professional website, professional email address, all this stuff. Like if your back end isn't tight, then guys, you're not building no longevity. If you're not going to be around for the next 5 years. It's simple. If you don't know how to create a pricing strategy, you will forever be downplaying your skill. So when it comes to business expenses, a lot of it, I had this conversation last night. What does it take to properly run your business? When I say business expenses, you may do. I'm not sure. Send me a DM. Let's connect. I'm not sure. Um, when it comes to business expenses, it's several of those. It's several of things that we use. It's a lot of things we need to know. Do you physically write down all of your stuff? A lot of you, if you guys have the mindset and money game planner, if you're not, you can use this for business and personal expenses. If you don't have my mindset and money game planner, click the link in my bio and get you one day, $24.99. I'm going, you got to write down and know your strategies, your formulas. You have to write down your numbers in order to know a game plan. It doesn't just work. I'm always around 1,000 books. I write in all of them. I don't play when it comes with my life and writing my stuff down. So I'll give you a couple of things to keep in mind far as the business expenses. Yes, my name is. It is. Send me a DM. We can connect. Business expenses. The first one that is a really good one is software subscriptions. Good morning, Urban. First one is software subscriptions, right? When you are running an automated business, you have a lot of software subscriptions. You may have website. You may have courses where you're whether it be ConvertKit or one of these platforms that you pay a monthly fee, $60-$70 to sell your products on their platform. A lot of things, just creating a funnel, period, an automated system online. I know because I have a lot of monthly subscriptions to run an automated online business, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. And contractor payments, if you have those, if you have an employee payroll. A lot of people don't have an employee payroll. Some people can't afford to pay employees. Some people may just have an assistant that they pay per job, per event. You may have an assistant, or you may have an assistant if you're in the finance world. If you're in a coaching business per se, you may have an assistant just to help you drive certain things per client. You can pay different ways, however you want to pay. You may want to do hourly, $8 or $10 an hour if you want them to make phone calls for you, send a bunch of emails for you, play as a virtual assistant for you. Everybody can't afford an employee, but I highly suggest you that if you can't afford one, you put that in your mind as what you're going to do, because when you have employees and when you have help, it's a really substantial business because everybody's doing their due diligence. I know how hard and stressful it is to play in the business and play outside of the business. It's a lot. It's a lot when you're doing marketing, you're doing emails, you're doing phone calls, you're doing one-on-ones, you're trying to drive all the traffic to the business. And then, you're getting the potential clients, or, you have clients now, and then you have to go out, play in the business even more and play the professional and help the client that you now then locked in, right? And then after you then lock the client in, you play the professional. Now you got to do more service because it's your job to actually help that person. So in whatever type of way that is, so it's a lot when you play in the business and outside of the business. And I've done it for a very long time. And when you don't have help, it's harder to get to the next level. Um, if you increase your prices or did something else on the side for money, extra cash flow to be able to pay someone, I guarantee you that will bring you. That's something, the smallest thing that people have done and just stayed with a proper formula, and it has made their business a multi-million-dollar company just from having help, because we tend to drain ourselves not having help. And then also another thing to keep in mind is the loan percentage payment. So a lot of people are taking advantage of the PPP, the EIDLs we have out here. People are getting these loans, right? This money is due to us, right? But the thing is, what are we doing with the money? If you already have, open business loans, what are you doing with the money and the interest, the payments that you pay them back or that you have to pay them back? My suggestion on that, first of all of those are business expenses. All of those are business expenses, period. If you have a business loan currently and you're paying it back every month and you don't have, you might be like, I'm just barely making ends meet and then I got to pay the loan back. It's a lot. And if you can't quite balance it, my suggestion to that would be go back to the drawing board because you have to make money. You have to make money. We're in business to make money. We're in business to have control of our time and our money. If you're not making money, you have to go back to the drawing board and find out what it is that's not somewhere along the line. The financial foundation is not properly secure, or a step you skipped, or something is going on. So I'm going to give you guys an example. So we're going to use the example of, we're going to use the example of a freelancer, okay? So we're going to use this example as the freelancer made $112,857 for the year, right? Her business expenses, this is how she has it lined out. She pays herself a $70,000 salary and she saves 30% for income tax. That's her personal strategy. Her gross per year is $112,857. Her strategy for that number, how she created that number. So how do you create and say, so okay, we're going into February. We're going into February the 1st. When you going into February 1st and your financial planner or your financial journal, whatever it is that you writing your stuff down with, and you say, okay, I want my business to do 50,000. I'm gonna use this scenario. You say I want my business to do $112,857 for the month of February. Okay. So in order to hit 112,857 for the month of February, you plan and you create the strategy prior to that month. So you are ahead of the game. You're telling your money what to do. You're mentally telling yourself what I need to hit this goal. So going into the month of February right now, ask yourself, how much money do you want to make next month? How much money do you want to make in your business next month? Somebody drop an amount so I can share. I'm not going to call you out personally because y'all be shy. Like, I don't be caring. Somebody drop a personal amount, that a goal that they have, a small goal that they want to obtain for the month of February. So this freelancer say that she's going to do $112,857 per year. That's her game plan, right? And she has in there her $70,000 salary and her 30% income taxes. Okay, so somebody just dropped and said they want to do 22K in the month of February. So my next question to him would be, okay, you want to do, then someone else says she wants to do 10K a month. All right, so you write down your goal, 10K. 10K is your goal for the month of February. Then you have to sit and write down the things that come after that, because out of the 10K, how much how did you create that number? You created that number in your mind. It was just a comfortable number for you. You just went with it. This freelancer came up with 112,000 because she already got in it what is going to come out of the 112,000. So she says out of her 112,000, she wants 70,000 in salary, and she's going to do 30% for income taxes. So when you came into your mind and said you want to do 22,000 for the month of February, do you know in your mind, or have you written down how much you're paying yourself out of that? How much of it is actually going to be profit versus revenue? Because you can sell a t-shirt for $35, but you're not making $35. You have to pay, you have to buy the shirts wholesale, right? That's the price. I don't care if it's 100 in a box. How much do each cost? $5, $1. Then you have to get them printed. If you have a wholesale printer, dope. How much do he charge to wholesale print? If it's $5 you're paying for each shirt, and you may pay $1 for the shirt, that's $6, right? So if you pay 35, your price is $35. So you're not profiting the whole 35. That may be $29, whatever the case may be, per shirt. So you have to add it up like that, subtract your debt, subtract your expenses, and that's how you come up with the number. So if you personally say you want to do 22,000 for the month of February, then you sit down and get your book and you write down all your business expenses, how I'm going to get this number, and you might increase it a little bit, because by default, let's always go higher. If I want to hit 22, let me make the target 25 or 27. And then I'll probably hit 22, right? So if the target is 10,000 a month of February, let's make the target 15 or 16,000, and then it might actually hit on 10. So once you figure out that strategy, then you work backwards and find out how much do you charge per price for per product. I'm gonna write it down for y'all real quick, because I think you gotta visually see these numbers. I'm gonna write it down for y'all. 1 second. So we got 112,857 for the year. $70,000 salary, and then 30% income tax. Now you go backwards to find your product price. Good morning. Good morning. So you have 112,000 for the year, $70,000 salary, and then you have your 30% in income tax tied in it. I hope you guys can see. Then after you come up, so if you, okay, so I'm gonna use your example. If your example was 10,000 a month, 10,000. So out of the 10,000, what's your salary number? How much you paying yourself? And then do you have your 30%? He says it's backwards. I'm sorry. And then you have your 30% income into it. Then you work backwards to find out the price. So you have to do the numbers. You got to do the numbers. This thing is a numbers game. So I'm going to break it down for you in simple terms like this. Once you come up with, okay, so if you have a product that sells for $200, all right, you have a product that sells for $200. You want to do, okay, so you got 7 days in a week, whether you're using online, whether you're selling in person, whether you have referral base. It's multiple ways to make money with products and services, right? $200 for one product. Sit down and write yourself and physically write down a realistic number. How many of those one $200 products do you want to sell through the course of a day, through the course of a week? If you can sell 5 products in one day, 200 times 5, you do the math. That's only one day. If you do 200 times 5, 200 times 5, that's $1,000. If you could do $1,000 in one day selling a product that's $200, you can set a high goal. You got 7 days in a week. So if you say mentally, out of 3, 4 platforms I'm on for free, if you have 3 to 4 platforms that you're on for free, promote your business. And then you say, okay, I got these products $200. I got 3 to 4 platforms for free. I'm leveraging. I should be able to sell 5 of these a day. Selling 5 of those in one day, that's $1,000. If you do $1,000 times 7, even okay, let's just do 5. Let's just say you want to do it Monday through Friday. It's a part-time thing for you. Let's say you want to do Monday through Friday. That's $5,000 that you made in 5 days, utilizing 3 free platforms and a crap load of other referrals. That's not even including Saturday or Sunday. So that's what's that? That's $5,000 that you could do Monday through Friday, right? So you got to break it down on a daily, a weekly, a monthly perspective. So if you made the goal to shoot for 5 a day and you really didn't hit the target, you might have hit 3 a day. That's still good. That's 246. That's $600. That's still good. So you have to set the target higher for where you're trying to shoot so that you can hit really good. Write down your numbers. If you don't have a financial planner, you can click the link in my bio and get the Mindset and Money Game Planner. It is a dope, really great tool that you need in your life to use, if even not just for business, on a daily life basis, because you need to write down your dreams and goals and know where you're going, and you'll have a clear, concise formula and a strategy and a way of how to get it done. Life is just simply too loud to know how, remember all this stuff. We already got 1,000 bills on autopilot coming out of our account every month, right? My clients love to say, I didn't get paid yet and I'm broke already. That's because we're not giving our money no jobs. We paying all the bills, but we don't have no money we giving a job. I was on the phone with my friend last night and I said, you have to give every quarter, every penny, every dollar you make, you need to give it a job. Because I'm not paying all of these bills and I ain't got no money to pay myself. That's not going to happen. So if you need the Mindset and Money Game Planner, click the link in the bio and get you one. The next tip for you guys, when it comes to the product or the service, does the product have the ability to grow or function? Is it a viable asset? Do people need this product or service? And it's a really, you got to really think about that, because you may have something really great in your hands right now that you're making good money with. But the thing is, will this thing last you the next 2-3 years, besides 5 years? Do you really see any longevity in it? And then another thing I would tell you guys to take into consideration as well, we are always going to be we're going to be in another recession. With this COVID and, the economy constantly shifting up and down, do you have a product or service people are going to want if their money is funny? Will people buy this product? Will they need it in their household? Yes, I think that's a really dope business. Connect with me on that. Send me a DM. I want to know about that. I think that's a great. So he says he has a laundry pickup and delivery business. So keep in mind, will your product or service be in need when people don't have no money? when people can't get out the house, when unemployment is going to skyrocket again. Will people need your product or service? So when people don't have no money, I can't really, because this one is kind of sketchy, right? Because Amazon made crazy millions of dollars over COVID. So people were really spending money that they didn't have. And then from the logistics of it, when clientele started picking up for me, people were really using credit cards in COVID to purchase things that they just felt mentally that they needed, but they really couldn't afford it, because why are you using a credit card to buy stupid stuff for the house when you don't really need it? But people feel like they're bored. They feel like that stuff just makes some people happy. Just depending, if your dreams or goals and your target and your why isn't huge enough, then you're going to be a person that gets sidetracked by all of the commercials with Black Friday sales. If your dreams and goals isn't to um, get you a $2 million mansion and retire your parents and create your son this crazy estate before you transition out of this world, if you don't have higher or big enough dreams and goals, you're going to get pulled in by Black Friday sales every single year on November, and you're going to love it, and you're going to feel like you just got the best deal of your life because you have nothing else driving you to hit a higher target, where you have a high enough discipline to say, I'm not doing this right now. I'm building this empire for my family. This stuff going to be here year after year, time after time. I'm going to create so much money and so much profit in my business that I don't need to wait for Black Friday sales. I'm going to come and get this stuff when I need it, as I need it. But right now I'm focusing on my target. And to give you guys an example of that, I read the article of Holly Liu, co-founder of Kabam, pivoted her business 3 times before selling $80 million gaming company. So this agent, she created this gaming company. She pivoted, meaning changed the way that they ran it 3 different times. So she knew she had this really dope idea and it was great, and she didn't want to let up on it. So they changed the way that they did it 3 different times, and they sold it for 80 million. They didn't let up on it. They changed it 3 different times, and they came out with 800 million. So you might have a really great thing or a really great service or product in front of you. Is multiple ways to sell it. Is multiple ways to run it. Don't give up on that thing if you really love it, because she sold a gaming system for 800 million, and it took 3 times to get it right in a way that they can really get a clear vision of what they were really doing. Greta Rose, the founder of Drop Bottles. That's a multi-million-dollar company. I know you guys are familiar with Drop Bottles, the clear bottles where you could create your own detox. You put your fruit in them, whether it be your lemon, your cucumber, whatever it is you want to create a detox drink. She created these bottles. These bottles is a multi-million-dollar company, and they shifted those around a couple times as well. So don't give up on what it is you're bringing to the table. Learn to create multiple ways to run that business or sell that product or get in front of the right people. And the next tip I have for you guys is your business attracting the right kind of customer or client? So if you are a person, let's go back to the example of let's go back to the example of baking, right? It's easy for me to always use myself as an example because I can talk and give you real on it, right? From my real experience. So, is your business attracting the right customer or client? To say it from a baking standpoint, if you are a person where you own, you're a baker, you only want to create and design custom cakes, and you only want to deal with people that's in your income area, you feel like, all the time and energy and preparing 2 and 3 nights prior, and you really have to have help on creating these huge wedding custom birthday cakes or whatever the case may be. But you're only, your cakes are $200 and up, but you're only attracting people hitting you up on IG like, oh, that's too expensive, or oh, I can go to such and such and get it for 60. Good morning. Or you like, oh, I can go, they're like, oh, I can go to such and such and get it for 60, right? But then you like yours costs $200. People always do that. I got that so much coming into Bacon Rice. But this is the thing. When you are desperate, when you're broke, you won't go for anything. When you don't have no money, you don't have no options. If you have money in your pocket, you know your worth. You saying to yourself, I'm the professional, I'm in control of my business. You can't give me $60 for something that I charge 200 for. If you're fine with walking away from a sale and you're not desperate, you're going to create longevity in your business by standing on who you are and what you believe and knowing your worth, knowing that you're adding value. You have a clientele, people that will pay you $200 for this. So creating the customer and the clientele, like how do you find those people that's going to pay price for your service or product? If everybody on Instagram is hitting you up and they want a discount, where are the people that you know won't pay $200 for this cake? Because you know this cake is worth $200. You literally, for a huge cake like that, like I literally would start probably a week prior preparing. Like no lie, a week prior. Like it's so much to do. Then you probably bake in 2 days prior, stacking cakes, you know, icing in them, letting it sit for, a half of a day. Then you like, you know how much time it takes to customize a cake? You have to know your craft and what you're putting into it. And the baking and the food industry, always tell my clients, like, you need to get paid. You need to have yourself a really well set salary that you're paying yourself outside of these services because it can kill your body. It's time consuming. You need to get paid for your work, and it needs to be included in your price. If the cake that you bake is $200, out of that $200, how much do you are you paying yourself? Do you pay yourself out of each product or service you sell, or do you pay yourself out of what you make as a whole in a 1 month in your business? For me, I'm paying myself out of each product or service. And I don't care if it's $10, $5, I don't care what it is. I'm paying myself out of each product or service. That's just the bottom line. When you're in business, a month is a long time. When you're in business, you can make so much money in one day, in 1 week, that we're not really concerned with what a month is going to look like. Shoot for the day and the week when you're in business. I do. And that's what works. So if you don't know how to find those people, good morning, all you guys coming in. If you don't know how to find that person that's willing to pay the $200 for the custom cake versus the person who's like, oh, since I need a discount, I got $60. Nah, that's not gonna work. I need my money. Do you know how much it takes into doing this? So can't get profits or pay clients, you have to go back to the drawing board. And I talked about that earlier. You have to go back to the drawing board. You need to physically always have you a pen and a book. You need your financial journal, your financial planner. You need to always, always have whiteboards. You need to always be able to be writing stuff down. If you can't find those people that want to pay for your service, you got to go back to the drawing board, and then you have to create and find out who your target market is. When it comes to social media and Facebook and Instagram ads, good morning. Facebook and Instagram ads, I'm going to give you the tips that I learned by playing invested in marketing strategies and classes, right? And this is how I learned to master those ads to find your target market. First, you got to target and figure out who are these people. You have to figure out, okay, who are the people that's going to pay the $200 for the cakes versus the $60, right? So those, the people are different. And then you need to know how old they are. So your average 22-year-old or a 21-year-old, they might not be willing to spend $200 on a cake, for their baby shower, whatever the case may be, if they don't have the funds. But who are the people that will spend the $200 on a cake? It may be, a wife. She has a husband. She has extra income. It may be a person that's retired. They may have extra income. It may be a person that has a job, because when the person that works and they're planning something, they budget and save their money. They're going to pay for what they want most of the time. What is that person's income level? You can kind of play it in the sense that you're dealing with a person that has a job, and she's planning this huge event, and you're like, oh, the cake is $200. She's like, oh, that's a good price. It's typically a person that has some type of income, not typically a person that doesn't have income. Just put it like that. Because their mind, they're gonna constantly want less for stuff. If they don't have no income, they don't appreciate your value, because again, they're desperate if they don't have no money. And then it's ways that you can find out what's the latest purchase that those people made. If you're looking for the person that's going to spend $200 on a cake, where are the playgrounds that those people play? What typically do they do for fun? If they spend $100 to $200 on entertainment on weekends, then they're going to pay you $200 for a cake. What brands do they love? What other things that they do? And then last but not least, this is the thing that's most important. What problem does your product or service solve? So I want to relate it to the cake. We're still talking about the cake. What problem does that solve? You're providing a cake that's going to be delicious. It's going to be custom made to the theme of their event. It's going to be, first, people love the look of stuff just for the attention period before they even dig in, right? So you're providing for them, really, that's like the masterpiece of the event, the cake. The cake is the masterpiece of the event. People just want to take pictures of the cake. They just want to, see how the cake is going to come out based on the theme of the event, versus them being so excited to slice it and eat it. And it could be the nastiest cake ever, but they're just going to be so excited by the way it looks that's the cake is the center of attention. So if you're providing a piece of service that's center of attention, you need to be charging $300, whatever the case may be, long as you're worth it, because they're going to pay it. That is the center of attention. If we're talking about the cake, what problem does it solve? The cake you're providing something that's the masterpiece of this event. Without this event, they can't have nothing. Who's going to have an event, a birthday shower, a party with no masterpiece cake? Nobody. So ask yourself, what problem is your product or service solving for the people? And then last but not least, guys, cash flow and profit are not the same. Make sure you keep tracking of your money. Keep tracking of your money. Utilize apps. If you've never sat with a financial coach, I am your girl. I have 50% off going right now. This is the thing, guys. You have to get into the groove of separating business and personal expenses. We all have business or personal expenses because we all have a household and we all have a business as well. Cash flow and profit are not the same. We talked about that earlier, and I told you guys you may have a crap load of cash flow coming in right now. We were talking about cakes. You may have, you got 4 weekends in a month. Let's look at it like that. 4 weekends in a month, right? So let's say, you're doing 200 for one cake. Let's say you do a $200 cake every Saturday, or let's say Saturday and Sunday, you're doing a $200 cake. That's $400 in 1 week. $400 times 4 is what? $800 a month that you're doing, that you're making on your product, right? That's cash flow. So the money that you make for every weekend, for every cake you made, that came to $800, right? That's cash flow. Then you have to sit down and subtract, the debt. How much did it cost for you to make these things? The supplies, all of this custom stuff, what you put in it, how much did you pay for all of this stuff, right? You got to sit down and subtract that number. But this is the thing, when you work the other way, when you create the cake price based on working backwards, you already have all of those things accounted for, all of the things you need to create it. So when you work backwards, you can already say to yourself, I know that I'm physically walking away with $160 from each $200 cake when you work backwards. If you don't work backwards, you're going to get the 200 for the cake, and then you're going to have a crap load of things that you have to subtract once you add that $200 to your expenses. When you add it to your cash flow, you're going to have a crap load of things to subtract because you didn't work backwards before prior to setting the price. So you have to know how to set your prices, guys. And it has to be done on a daily basis. If you're serious about your business, if you're really in business to make money and create freedom, you need to track it on a daily basis. Sometimes profiting can take 3 to 5 years. So, in the midst of profiting, taking 3 to 5 years, sometimes you have to be making money in some other type of ways because you still need to bring to the table. But it will work out as long as you're creating a right pricing strategy. And if you need to make some extra income from home while building your business, I have something on my website for you guys. I believe it's a webinar I did some time ago. How to make a bag while building your business, because that's a really, really important thing. All of our businesses don't kick off ASAP. Sometimes it takes a while. But if you have that one it factor that people need, you're providing the solution to a problem, then just hang in there. Hang in there, keep rocking with it. It will work out. But the most important thing is to create the strategy. If you've never been engaged on my platform before, it's a lot of things that I have on the website for free that will help you guys. 60 ways to cut back. We have the Where is My Money guide, mastering the 50-30-20 rule. I have the financial planner. I have 50% off financial planning services. It's a lot of things I have going on the website. So if anything, just click the link in the bio and subscribe to the email list so that you can have access to what's going on. If you're in a private Facebook group, my private group, we have an 8-week money challenge going on. 8 weeks, $1,000. So I'm pretty excited about that because I'm definitely doing it myself, and I'm giving out $50 cash at prize to whoever physically shows me that they have all their $1,000 at the end of every week, because we're holding each other accountable. So I will get back with you guys tomorrow. I always love coming into these space and communicating and connecting with you guys. Always, every day, meet some really great, new, fun, exciting, dope, and challenging women and men, for that matter. You guys have been really, really amazing to me over the past 10 years. I'm super grateful and thankful for you all. And if there's anything that I want to leave y'all with, is don't judge your level of success, or don't judge where you're currently at in your business based on what these people are doing on social media, because they're not showing you the real. Everybody's not going to show their downplays. They're going to show you what looks good. You're going to buy into them, and then you're going to get to know that it's not always what it looks like. So don't get so caught up by the appeasing eye. And if it's one other thing I can say, is you're only caught up by the appeasing eye when you're broken, when you're desperate. You get caught up by the appeasing eye. So stay focused on what it is you're doing. Don't avoid the distractions, the loud noises from life. Stay focused on what you're doing. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and know that your girl's going to be on here bringing you guys the tea. Oh, and tonight too, at 8 o'clock, this is our the weekly live where I bring in other women business owners on, and we get down to it. So I have a really exciting young lady named Chrissy Harris. It's always every Tuesday night at 8. So that has been a very great success as well. I'm not going to stop that because it's been helping a lot of people. So if you guys are looking for results, I encourage you guys to stay focused, focus on your target. Know how to say no, save your coins, focus on your coins, and always have a plan.